more than 25,000 projects on Ravelry, third on the most popular pattern list, second on the most favorited pattern, and has been on the first page of the Hot Right Now Ravelry search for as long as I can possibly remember. Which pattern do you think I'm talking about today? We're talking about, ding ding ding, the ranunculus. Yeah, the ranunculus. Raise your hand if you've knitted a ranunculus or two or three or four. For those who don't know what the ranunculus is, it is a sweater pattern by Midori Hirose. I don't know how the name is pronounced. I'm saying it in French because it's what makes the most sense to me, but it might not be it. And her company is called Knit Cafe Midori. The ranunculus has absolutely taken over the online sweater knitting community. Everywhere you go that has knitters, you will see a ranunculus or 2 or 3 or 15. People have asked on multiple groups I'm part of why. Why is the ranunculus so popular? And I have a few reasons why. Some are a fact and some are just maybe my interpretation or what I think might be happening with that pattern. So first of all, the ranunculus is not a new pattern anymore. It's been on Ravelry since June 2017. So at this moment, we're September 2024. So it's been out for 7 years already. And that's one of the reasons, obviously, why it has so many projects. Is people have been knitting this pattern for a much longer time than, let's say, the pattern that came out 2 weeks ago, obviously. That pattern came out 7 years ago when I think there was a lot less patterns that were this type of pattern, meaning it is a very oversized sweater. It has a lot of positive ease. It is a little cropped. You can make it longer, but the photos show a more cropped and oversized pattern with this beautiful lace pattern on the top. Since then, there's been quite a few patterns that replicate that style. I cannot say for a fact that this one was revolutionary when it came out, but what I know is that there are few patterns that give you as many options as the ranunculus, because per the pattern, you can pull out fingering weight yarn from your stash and knit a ranunculus. You can pull out mohair from your stash and knit a ranunculus. You can pair your mohair with your fingering weight and make a ranunculus. You could take cotton, or you could take a linen silk. You could have wool. You could go for a sport weight or a worsted weight, and all these yarns will create a ranunculus. Ultimately, you could do that with a whole lot of patterns. You could take most sweater patterns and knit them at different, not at different gauges, with different size yarn with the same gauge and get a different fabric. But as far as what Midori Hirose did is she actually put pictures of people wearing that design with very different yarns. So in the same pattern page at the beginning, when there was not so many people that knitted, there was already an example of someone wearing it with a yarn that was almost bulky, like it looks like a very thick worsted weight yarn, so with a denser fabric and something that looked a little bit more rustic. There was someone wearing a very airy mohair style ranunculus. Someone was wearing it with a fingering weight yarn. Someone was wearing it with a linen blend that looks very plant-based. And all those pictures were on the pattern page, so people could see right away that what it would create if they used different yarns. If you've been knitting for a long time, you might be able to look at a pattern and say, well, I'm going to take a completely different yarn, and I can see in my head what kind of results it's going to create. But most people that haven't knit a lot of sweaters cannot do that. So the pattern did it for you. Then there's also multiple things you can do in the pattern that create different styles of a ranunculus. I chose to do the smaller neckline, the no sleeve. They call it short sleeve. I call it no sleeve because literally you bind off, and so there's no sleeve that you have to pick up after. And I did it quite crop. In the pattern, there's an option to make a wider neckline. There's an option to make a longer sleeve, and you can make your sleeve either just a balloon sleeve, or you could make your sleeve with a little bit of short rows at the end that creates like a diagonal type sleeve, which seems very interesting, and I've actually haven't done that before, so maybe I'll do that eventually. You can obviously wear it very crop or wear it longer, which is the case for every sweater, but it is actually mentioned in the pattern for this one. And the models on the photo shoot are wearing it very, very oversized. So obviously it does give you the option of casting on, let's say, different sizes, and assuming that even a size higher or a size lower, it might still fit you because of the style of the sweater. So that brings me to another point. The pattern is made so large that people are much less stressed out over having a sweater that won't fit them. I have yet to see a ranunculus that doesn't, in my opinion, fit well on someone. Like in the wild, I've seen a lot of people wearing their ranunculus in knitting events and in classes and just hanging out with friends. And generally it looks good on most people. So I've heard that a lot of people are actually happy to knit this sweater as maybe a first sweater or a sweater for someone else, knowing that there is such a wide kind of range at which the sweater will be comfortable for most people. It also becomes easier to kind of fudge with the gauge a little bit, meaning if you don't get exact gauge when you're doing your swatch, it's okay to still make the size up or size down, because really if you get 20 centimeters positive ease or 25, does it really make that much of a difference at that point? I don't know. Then I think another thing that caught people's eyes at that time was the styling of the actual pictures taken for the photo shoot. It was very much a fashion style editorial photo shoot with the pictures. Some people hate it, some people love it, but it did create something different than what people had seen before, which created kind of an excitement. Obviously, after that, we're talking about a pattern that gained popularity. And once that ball starts rolling on the online sphere, it never ends. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I would venture to say that that pattern came out at the right time, in the right place, was filling a gap. And then once it started becoming popular, all of a sudden everyone wants to see what the hype is about. So everyone ends up casting it on because they see so many people casting on, and then it becomes this never-ending, wheel that never stops. If it was a bad pattern, that would stop. If it was a bad pattern, or if it didn't fit well, if it was not well explained, then obviously people would stop making it, and then all of a sudden it would just kind of die down. But it also is a pattern that has a lot of resources in it. So first of all, it's in many languages now. It has a lot of videos that you can watch to understand the techniques that you might not understand. And that's something that I'm a big fan of. Obviously, being an online teacher, visuals are super important. So videos, there's beautiful drawings inside the pattern that tells you exactly what to look for and what the pattern should look like. So all these things obviously help. Another thing is it is a 14 stitch gauge, which means that it knits up so fast. This took me no time. This is one skein of fingering weight yarn. So obviously, knitting a sweater that's 1 skein of fingering weight yarn is so much faster than 3 or 2.5. I could probably whip up a ranunculus in less than a week if I wanted to, which I'm actually thinking I might, because I do wear this one a whole lot, and I want to do one where instead of binding off, I leave the stitches on hold and pick up and just knit a little I-cord or even ribbing, I'm not sure, to finish the sleeves. So I have all this yarn here at home, and I could foresee myself knitting a bunch of different ranunculus with what I have at home, because I don't need to go buy a sweater's quantity because of the very large gauge. Make sense? It then frees up options for me to knit a ranunculus with just this one lonely little ball that I bought that I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So maybe I should just knit a ranunculus, because at some point I have way enough hats and this is not a sock yarn. So what do you do with the full skein that you don't want to have too many leftovers with? That is actually a really, really good option. I'm thinking this might not be the one. Maybe I will do it with the same yarn but in this color instead. I'm thinking I want to knit one with this. Maybe I'll cast one on, and maybe I'll video myself to try and see how long it takes me to knit a ranunculus. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. And if you have knit one, please let me know. Tell me what you use as far as yarn. What kind of options did you choose? What did you like or dislike about the pattern? And if you've never knit one, tell me if what I said today is making you go towards the, oh, maybe I'll try it, or is it still something that doesn't interest you? I hope you liked that little quick deep dive into a very, very popular pattern on Ravelry. And if there are other patterns that you are kind of intrigued by, please let me know in the comments. I would love to analyze other patterns like that. Have a wonderful day. Mwah. Happy knitting. If you like these kind of videos, please let me know which other patterns you would like for me to do a deep dive on. I love going into the little geeky nitty gritty of patterns that are popular, or maybe have an infamous history. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, that would make me very happy to know that you appreciated this video. Happy knitting!